Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So today I want to look at scrapping lamps. Find them a lot on the side of the road. A lot of times people might just throw them out because they are redecorating or they want a different model. So you do find a lot of them that do work, and I'm not going to scrap this one on the video because this one actually does work, so I'm just going to donate it to Goodwill and hopefully someone can use it. It works perfectly fine. This one, however, as you can see, this is one of those stand-up models. This is in bad condition. The base is broken. The arm here is not staying up straight. And a lot of times when I find these lamps, people will actually just go by and cut the cord at the bottom. So they'll take this cord. And not a bad thing to take because these cords in Canada run for about $1 a pound. But there is actually a lot more cord and metals in this lamp than just that cord. This, because it's a stand-up, the copper wire actually goes all the way up this arm. Okay, this model, there are 3 different light bulb outlets, and each one of them actually has, each light bulb outlet has brass. It has some aluminum around it. They're very simple to take out, and there is a lot of little waste. This frame is actually metal, so this will go in my steel. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this one apart for you today. The only real waste is actually at the bottom. The bottom always has a weight to keep the base, secure, the lamp from falling. Okay, so unfortunately this is plastic, and as you can see it is broken. And I'm going to start by actually just, to make it shorter for you can see, there is always a screw type of frame. It will fold in two, sometimes just to get it in your car. And as you can see, there is the wire that goes through this as well. So I'm going to take the whole wire out to maximize my profit and to divert as much waste away from the landfill. Okay, so I'm going to start with the base. The base actually, if I pull this off, I'm actually going to just cut it just so I can get the base off. Okay. So the base usually has sand in it, and unfortunately I can't do anything with it. Oh, it's got concrete in it. Okay, this is just garbage. Okay, and there's always a screw on the bottom. Okay, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that screw off with a couple washers. Nice thing is these nice screws or nice nuts. I can actually put these right into my steel bin, or I can actually reuse them. Okay, I'm going to pull the rest of this frame off. This is just plastic. Okay, and as I said, this is just your regular appliance cord. It goes for about $1 a pound in Canada. This isn't a pound, it's close. I think it'll be a pound once I add up all of the wire together. It also has some coated brass prongs on it. Some people leave those on there for the weight. Some people take those off and actually put them into their coated brass bucket. I actually separate them. Okay, so I put those into my coated brass. So there's the frame. I'm just going to pull this off. Now this is now a hollow steel shaft. This is going to go into my steel bin. And as you can see, I'm getting a longer cord. And it actually breaks off, this one breaks off 3 ways, 3 parts to it. So if I unravel, here is another pipe that's just steel. Okay, and now I'm getting into the lights. The lights are just attached with screws, and the filaments, this one actually was dropped, but if you look inside here, that goldish color is brass. Okay, that connects to the light bulb, and the metallic coil that you screw the light bulb in is actually aluminum. So all I'm going to do is actually, I'm just going to, and you can see there is copper wire that goes to these as well. So I'm going to actually, for this one, just for the sake of time, I'm just going to cut the wire. Okay, and there is always a ceramic coating around it. There are a couple bolts. I'm just gonna unscrew those first. I'm also gonna put my safety glasses on because anytime I start working with, you know, plastics and things that would start hitting with hammers, I want to make sure I protect my eyes. Okay, so there are 2 bolts here. Okay, so here, this is another piece of steel. Okay, this is the back part of the light bulb. You can see inside of there, there is a lot of brass. Okay, so the brass obviously connects to the wire. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a hammer first just to get closer into it, and I'm going to break this ceramic off. It is sharp, so I am actually going to use gloves just in case. I don't want to further injure my hands. I'm very accident prone, so I want to make sure I help myself. Okay, so the first thing, I've already taken that. These prongs are connected to the aluminum. All I'm going to do to get those out is I'm just going to take a pair of pliers and snip that so it comes out the bottom. So that is one, gotta get it to it, there we go. Okay, so these are aluminum, okay, and this is clean aluminum. Aluminum in Canada goes for about 40 cents a pound. Now, there is the piece of brass right here. So all I'm gonna do now, it's surrounded by plastic. Again, I'm just gonna break this plastic off to get the brass. So I'm just gonna hold it. I usually hold it with something just so I can get the hammer close. Okay, so there we go. So now, there is a nice piece of gold brass. Okay, so this is gonna go into my yellow brass bucket. Yellow brass goes for about $1.50 a pound right now, okay? And that took me, what, all of 3 minutes? Okay, and what I'm gonna do is to get the rest of this wire out, all I'm gonna do is I'm actually just going to unscrew these filaments, or these lights. They're just attached by screws. Okay, and I just ripped that off. Each one has 2 screws. And each one of these has brass inside the light socket. So I would do the same thing for all 3. I get a couple of nice pieces of brass. I've got some aluminum there. And there is a difference between the wire. So the appliance wire, as I said, goes for about $1 a pound. The smaller wire, if it is thinner, so sometimes you're going to get it whereby there are going to be spots, especially when it starts going to the cable. You know, thinner wire, such as that, you can just see it. If it's all one piece, you can throw it all in as appliance, but if you have to cut it to get to it all, that is classified as lower grade wire. And I am going to be putting a video up very soon that talks about the different grades of wire. Should you strip it, take the time to strip it for the copper, or leave the insulation on. So hopefully when that's up, you check that out. But it always goes on, the rule is the thickness of the wire. If you can bend the copper wire very easily, it's not going to have a lot of copper in it. It's more insulation, so it's, you know, sometimes it's not worth as much copper price, so it's lower grade. Okay, so all I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to unscrew this, take this out. Okay, and there is actually copper wire went all the way down. I'm hoping I don't rip it, but I'm going to, because it is different grade. So this would also go into my appliance copper wire. So now that I add this to this, there is for sure a pound here. Okay, so there's maximize my profit here. This does have a casing on it. If I take that off, unfortunately, because the wires are stuck in here, I actually have to first feed them through. Okay, and this is going to turn, but if I put a pair of vice grips up against it, and I turn it, this cap is going to pop off. And there is my wire. I'm going to take a pair of pliers and I just pull it out as is. So, as I was saying, there is a difference between this wire. It is very thin. So this is lower grade wire. Okay, and even though there is a nice spool of copper on that, I could actually maximize my profit. I could actually cut off the thicker part here and put that into my appliance, and then just this would be left for lower grade. It's about 20 cents a pound. Okay, and again, all of this now is going into my appliance cord. I have 3 pieces of steel that are going into my steel bin. I have the brass that came out of the filament. Nice yellow brass, times 3. I have the aluminum that came out of the light. Okay. And the nice thing is the only waste I have now from that lamp is this. Okay. So hopefully this video was informative. Before you scrap a lamp though, make sure, look if it works, because 98% of the time it does. You can donate it or use it yourself if it's in good condition. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Tin Man out.